A respect-paying ceremony in the National Mourning and Decay was solemnly held for General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee Nguyễn Phú Trọng at the National Funeral Hall in Hanoi, the Thống Nhất Hall in Ho Chi Minh City, and his hometown in Dong Hội Commune of Hanoi's Do Anh District on July 25th.
At the National Funeral Hall, the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee delegation, led by Politburo member and State President Tô Lâm, paid tribute to General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and offered condolences to his family. Politburo member and Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính led the government delegation. Politburo member and National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn led the National Assembly delegation, and Politburo member, Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee, and President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Đỗ Văn Chiến led the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee delegation to pay homage to the late leader and send condolences to his family. Former Party General Secretary Nông Đức Mạnh, former Presidents Nguyễn Minh Triết, Trương Tấn Sang, Nguyễn Xuân Phúc, and Võ Văn Thưởng, former Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng, former National Assembly Chairpersons Nguyễn Sinh Hùng, Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân, and Vương Đình Huệ, along with many other incumbent and former leaders of the party and state, also came to pay the last respects to General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and extend condolences to his family. In the condolence book, Politburo member and State President Tô Lâm wrote that General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng was a particularly excellent leader, a staunch communist, a bright example who tirelessly studied and followed the ideology, moral example, and style of President Ho Chi Minh, a greatly prestigious figure of the party, state, and people, and also a big friend of people around the world. The party leader devoted his entire life to the nation, the party, and the people. He also made a number of enormous contributions to the revolutionary cause of the party and the nation, the international communist movement, and the maintenance of peace, stability, and development in the region and the world. Also on July the 25th, many international delegations and delegations of ministries, sectors, and localities nationwide came to pay homage to General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and his family.
Leaders of many countries, along with ruling parties, communist parties, and partner parties, have continued sending letters and messages of condolences to Vietnam on the passing of General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee Nguyễn Phú Trọng.
In his condolence letter, President of the Philippines Ferdinand Marcos Jr. praised General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng as a comprehensive and visionary leader, a lighthouse kindling Vietnam's hope, and a great contributor to the country's economic development and the effective combat against corruption and negative phenomena. Hailing the role of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng, Governor General of New Zealand Cindy Kiro noted that during the time he held the position, Vietnam obtained impressive economic growth and social development. President Ilham Aliyev and Prime Minister Ali Asadov of Azerbaijan respectively sent condolence letters to Vietnamese President Tô Lâm and Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan cabled a message of condolences to Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính. Austrian President Alexander van der Bellen, King of the Belgian Philippines, Emir of Kuwait Meshan Al Ahmad Al Jaber Al Sabah, and Crown Prince Sabah Khaled Al Ahmad Al Mubarak Al Sabah, Acting President of Iran Mohammad Mokber, President of Israel Herzog, President of Mozambique and President of the Liberation Front of Mozambique Felipe Jacinto Nyusi extended condolences to President Tô Lâm. The Communist Party of Greece Central Committee also sent condolences to the party Central Committee. Leaders of the member states of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations issued a message of condolences on the passing of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng.
A ceremony was held recently in Paris to honor the Vietnamese language. The event was co-organized by the State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese Affairs, the Educational Publishing House, and the Vietnamese embassies in France.
The honor ceremony, together with the inauguration of the Vietnamese bookcase, was held on July the 20th as part of the government's project honoring the Vietnamese language among the overseas Vietnamese. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Lê Thị Thu Hằng, who was also chairwoman of the State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese Affairs, lauded contributions by Vietnamese in France to the homeland over the past time and briefed them on national socio-economic development, and urged relevant associations to carry on the spirit of solidarity and coordinate with Vietnamese representative offices to bring Vietnamese together and preserve and promote the Vietnamese culture and language.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính requested relevant ministry and agencies to consult experts and scientists and learn from international experiences to quickly complete the building of the North-South high-speed railway project.
Chairing a meeting between standing government members and leaders of ministry and sectors to discuss the investment policy for the project, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính noted that Vietnam is recognized for its significant potential in logistics development. However, logistics costs remain higher than the global average due to an underdeveloped transportation system. Therefore, the development of transportation infrastructure, including the North-South high-speed railway, will reduce logistic costs, lower prices, and enhance the competitiveness of goods. He stressed the need for innovative and strategic approaches aiming to complete 1,541 kilometers of the railway across 20 provinces and cities within 10 years, targeting 2035 for completion, adding that the project should prioritize the most efficient and shortest routes designed to operate at a speed of 350 kilometers per hour.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and other officials on July 23rd pressed buttons inaugurating a special gene bank to help identify hundreds of thousands of more martyrs unaccounted for in commemoration of Vietnam's War Invalids and Martyrs Day, July 27th.
Addressing a conference to honor people who rendered great services to the fatherland, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính noted that nearly 1.2 million Vietnamese people voluntarily headed for the battlefields, leaving behind their dreams and ambition to defend the fatherland against foreign aggression, and many of them laid down their lives there. The war is over, but the whole country still has about 180,000 martyrs whose remains have not been found, and 300,000 martyrs remains in cemeteries whose identities have been unaccounted for, he said. The establishment of the gene bank helps determine the identities of unknown martyrs in cemeteries, said the Prime Minister, who set a target for the gene bank to identify at least 60% of the unknown martyrs. He asked relevant ministries, agencies, and localities to speed up the process of searching, gathering, and verifying martyrs' remains using empirical methods for martyrs' graves that lack information in cemeteries.